Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host. And this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. Well, this time, I'm going to take a little look at something that's not so old and not even American. An origin, that is. I want to take a look at the Japanese manga My Hero Academia. But before I talk about that, a word from our sponsor. Remember, if you haven't gotten yours, it's available. My first comic book, Bizarre Brain Comics Anthology, is available on Amazon for $7.99. Has some humor and adventure and some gag pages, and it's just some a little bit of comic book fun. Okay, My Hero Academia. I haven't read too much of it. I've seen a couple of, well, I guess there've only been two of the movies, and a few episodes of the TV show. And I've only got these 3 volumes here, which is volume 1, which is I'm still reading, volume 3 in the same series, which I haven't read yet, and volume 10 of a spin-off title of Vigilantes. And if you're unfamiliar, this is My Hero Academia is a Japanese superhero manga series created by Kohei Horikoshi. I'm probably butchering that name. And the series is serialized in the weekly Shonen Jump magazine. And it has been running there since 2014. And has been collected into 38 tankobon volumes. That's like this, except it's all in Japanese. And the series is set in a world where superpowers, which are called quirks, are common. Most people are born with a quirk of some kind. And they said in the context here that approximately 80% of the world's population at the time of the story are born with quirks. And it was just 3 or 4 generations before when the quirks started showing up. And that's makes me think of the X-Men and the mutants. Except the mutants are very few and far between. Most people, I said that already, only a few are very powerful and become superheroes or supervillains. And the greatest hero is All Might. He's the big one there on the cover of that volume 1. And All Might, he found a quirkless boy, which is the main character in the story, and is what this volume is about. Where he found a quirkless boy who aspired to be a hero, and All Might bequeathed his quirk to the boy because his is unusual and can be passed on. And the stories revolve primarily around the characters who go to a special high school. It's a UA High. And it doesn't say what the UA stands for. Where kids are trained to become superheroes. And there have been, as I said, there have been movies, TV shows, and video games, as well as at least one, I think they mentioned 2 spin-off series, which are done by other creators under Horikoshi's supervision. I have a little little look here. Now this, and the thing about going to the high school and stuff, really makes me think of Sky High, the movie Sky High, which was a comedy drama about superhero kids, or the kids of superheroes, going to a special high school to learn to become superheroes. See, and in the context of the reading the book, you see all these other characters who have quirks, and even this Deku, this main character. I can't pronounce his real name, but they call him Deku. He is quirkless, but both his parents have quirks. So he is, and the only one in his family who is quirkless. But he becomes the hero because even when he had no powers at all, he proved himself to be selfless, and he risked himself over repeatedly helping other people. And of course, he's just a middle student. Of course, they're going to high school, and this whole thing, the whole story here in this first volume revolves around Deku wanting to be a superhero, meeting up with All Might, impressing him with some of the stuff that he did, and then being bequeathed, and then All Might having to train him to make his body strong enough to utilize the power, and then he has to learn how to use the power. Goes through the test to get into the school, and then he has to learn how to use this power, because when he uses the power, it breaks his body. So he has to keep making his body stronger to withstand the damage done to him by the power. And All Might himself is somewhat like that. When he's using his power is the only time he looks like this. Of course, nobody except Deku and a few other people knows that All Might is like this. When he's not in his power, he's just a skinny, geeky looking guy in poor health, and literally in poor health. He's always coughing and stuff. And it's an interesting concept, and an enjoyable read so far. But the artwork is fine. I mean, some really nice manga style art. The main problem I've got is what I've got with most of the manga that I have read or reviewed, and even not reviewed, is the extremely long storytelling form. Because this is, 300 pages, I think? Something like that. And the actual story that's... Well, I go more for this one because I've finished reading this one. Again, the different artists. It's very similar art style. Some nice artwork, nice action. As always with this manga, there are points when it's difficult to tell what is going on in the midst of the action, because it's stuff happening, but you can't tell what's going on. You can't really tell what's happening. And in Vigilante, also in this world, well, I was going to say, extremely long storytelling. This book, the whole story or part of the story that's in this book could probably be told in maybe 2 issues of a conventional American comic book. And sometimes it just goes page after page after page after page with, goes by second. So I enjoy the thing, but it's that aspect is what I don't like. Now, in this world, these superheroes are licensed. They're licensed, and they are like sports stars are in the real world. They have to compete, and to become a superhero, they're sanctioned, and they make a lot of money. They have popularity. All Might is always described as Japan's #1 superhero, and others try to unseat him from that spot. They make a lot of money with sponsorship and the like, and so the big heroes become wealthy, and they fight all the villains because everyone's got quirks. The bad guys have quirks too, so they become villains. Sometimes just wreaking havoc just to be doing it, or so it seems. And in the Vigilante series, these are people with quirks who have not gone to school and are not sanctioned. Like the main character, I've forgotten his name. They call him the Crawler. He is, for example, he is not sanctioned, didn't go to the school, and they're dubbed vigilantes. And by virtue of that, they are outlaws. They're not villains, but some of the heroes consider them just as much villains as the villains. So it's interesting, an interesting world, not quite like the real world at all. But it is a lot of fun. I can recommend it enough to at least give it a shot. Because I probably won't follow it faithfully for all 38 volumes. Heck no. It's too much, and I get tired with that extremely long form storytelling, which a lot of the American comics are starting to follow over in the past few decades. But they're not as bad as the Japanese manga. So that's what I've got for you this time. Take a look at this manga, My Hero Academia. I can encourage you to give it a shot, especially if you happen to like comics. It's probably the most like American comic books that I have read so far, and it's fun. It's worth taking a look at the very least. So please like, share, and subscribe. You have friends who are into manga or into superheroes but not read manga. Share this with them. And do leave a comment. Do you like manga? What manga do you like? And have you read this one? So let me know in the comments below. And remember, comics are art.